This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodvinetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvinetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvinetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Hey, Meryl. How's it going?
Hey, it's going so well. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Year's off to a great start, so can't complain.
I know, it really is. I just booked my flight to visit my friend in Miami.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm hoping for lots of good weather.
Yes. Well, at least you did it after hurricane season, so.
I know, exactly. Yeah, the last time I went to Miami, it was so weird where it would be like 85 and sunny for 5 minutes and then raining for 5 minutes, and then I couldn't tell like if I was having a good day or not, but I'm excited for this time.
Here we go. Well, Meryl, I'm going to go ahead and let you start off.
Yay. Well, I thought this was so funny. I saw this article about a woman bragging that she read 120 books in a year, but critics are not that impressed because what she was reading were, quote, trashy fiction books. Now, a lot of people on their notes app share on social media, I read this many books this year, or I'm up to this many novels, etc. One digital marketer and book content creator took to Twitter to share a photo of herself proudly posing next to 2 massive stacks of books alongside the caption, "I did it, 120 books read this year." And so some people, by some people, I mean me, struggle to get through either 1 or 2 books this year. A lot of people were shocked by this bookworm's accomplishment, and a lot of critical people wrote back, like, they saw what the books were in her stack and kind of gave her the side eye saying, these are like romance books, these are novels, these are for like, slop, pretty much like for teenagers. I think, to me, like, if you're reading 120 books, I don't care what you're reading, even if it's a training manual, like, you should be totally proud of yourself. And I think just the practice of sitting down with an actual book is like amazing. So I don't want to yuck her yum. And also, like, I love those trashy kind of books, and sometimes that's the only thing that I want to read, and that's the only thing that will like get me interested in reading, is more of the romance, like easy to digest type of books. So it's kind of one of those, like, who cares if someone's proud about it? Let them be proud.
Well, I agree. And, here's the thing about it. Whether it's something serious, whether it's romantic, whether it's, fictional, it doesn't matter. As long as they're reading, they're enjoying what they're reading, that's all that counts, period.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's sometimes, honestly, like, I'm very guilty of scrolling at night on my phone. And like, the only thing that will help me break it is if I do have a book that I'm really interested in, but it has to be like competitively exciting. And sometimes just reading like a war documentary is not going to pull me away. So I think, especially with our attention spans being shorter and shorter nowadays, like, we just need a little bit more exciting content.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing about it, too. A lot of people do read. Even if you don't read a physical book, a lot of people read ebooks. So
Yeah.
that still counts as reading. So even if it's not a quote unquote something that you hold in your hand book, as long as they're reading, they're enjoying what they're reading. To me, that's all that matters. It's amazing to me how people always have something negative to say about what someone else is doing.
Right. And 120 books, that's a lot. That's like one every 2 weeks pretty much, or 3 weeks, but that's great. Like I think that's really cool. So yeah, I'm struggling on reading 120 pages.
Well, I can tell
It's
you
so
right
stupid.
now that when I read 120 books a year, it would be nice, but yeah, that's not going to happen. But
No, maybe when I was like in ninth grade or something, and just I had all that was I was doing it for book reports, but yeah.
well, I don't know if that really counts because when you're in school, you have no choice.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
That is true. That is true. Well, my first topic for some people may be a good thing. Some people may be kind of sad, but Sprinkles Cupcakes are closing their stores nationwide.
Wow.
So I remember when the fad started with Sprinkles Cupcake, and I'm sitting there thinking, so we're paying $7 to $10 for one cupcake. Is this
Yeah,
cupcake or something? And they
exactly.
have
No,
so.
no, where
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I think it cut out. I was just gonna say, like, where you live, are the Sprinkles cupcakes in a mall or are they standalone stores? Like, because for me, it's like a kiosk in a mall almost.
It started off as a kiosk in the mall, but then those kind of disappeared. But then you had standalone stores too, and I haven't really been to one in a long time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's very expensive. The one that, at least the one that I was went to one time in Glendale, it's like you wait in line and it's like $11, and then it's a very mid cupcake. It's not that good.
That is true. That is true. Well, basically, Sprinkles Cupcakes have closed all of its company owned bakeries nationwide as of December 31st, 2025, with locations shutting down abruptly due to unforeseen business circumstances and financial conditions, marking a significant end to the popular cupcake chain known for its ATMs. The founder, Candace Nelson, who sold the company years ago, expressed surprise and sadness, noting it wasn't how she envisioned the brand future to be.
Oh my gosh. Well, that sucks so bad that you like get bought up by a bigger company and then they kind of squish you. I know that's happened to so many companies already where they kind of get like the rug pulled out from under them after they get acquired. I've heard that happen quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were one of the first ones that had, started off the cupcake ATMs, bakery coming out with
Yeah,
it.
the vending machine. Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, in this hard times right now where people are struggling just to pay their bills, it's kind of hard to justify a $7 to $10 cupcake.
I know, exactly. I feel like if I were her, and I wonder how she feels, this founder, I would rather be like a medium successful company than get acquired by like the biggest giant one and then be part of that weird conglomerate. Like I think a company, was it Primal Kitchen? That one just got bought by like Heinz or something. And I don't know. I just feel like a lot of these brands lose their integrity and it's not their fault all the time. It's just like the big corporations like Nestle and everything make them either shut down or like change their ingredients and cut corners.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will say, well, why did you sell your company in the first place? Well, that's an easy answer, money.
Yeah, money. Yeah.
A lot of people say, well, if I own this, I would never sell it, whatever. Yeah, they put the right number in front of you with the zeros after it. That will make you go, huh, you know what? Yeah, I could go ahead and sell
Exactly. And like for us, the place where our sprinkles was is right next to like the Cheesecake Factory and Urban Outfitters. And it's like you need the huge corporations to be able to make something like that happen, where you're like one of the main players. But yeah, I agree. Like $11 or $12 or however much it was for a very like chemically tasting, not that great cupcake is not good. I still feel like local bakeries and different like for us there's a just all the different like ethnicity, like I don't know, I think it's good to like visit different types of neighborhoods and like see their bakeries, because I just feel like local bakeries, no matter what type of neighborhood it is, always seems to have like the best cupcakes.
That's true. That's true. And the thing is, a quality cupcake, quality cake, or any kind of bakery, And, if it's priced right, now obviously they're going to be more expensive than what you would get in the store because the quality is a 9-day difference. They're going to stand the test of time.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Oh my gosh, now I'm so hungry for like a local homemade bakery. I don't really care about sweets, but when there's like a homemade cupcake or something, it's like it's so good.
I
Well, I thought
agree.
this was very, yeah, I agree. I thought this was really interesting. I wanted to get your take on it. There is people have noticed that many women on LinkedIn have changed their profiles and get way more attention after they change something about their identity, like removing feminine pronouns, changing their gender to male even, and usually using more traditionally masculine language in their profiles. In some cases, impressions and reach multiplied dramatically when they did this. People are calling it like women masquerading as men on LinkedIn, but really they're kind of like presenting themselves in a way that makes the algorithm or audience like treat them differently. So I don't know if this is a bias. Like for me personally, I don't feel that way. It might just be more because of maybe the industries I am in. Like sometimes I actually feel like it's a plus that I'm a woman. Like, and of course there's other things that go into it, other privileges and stuff. Like I know that is part of the conversation, but like when it just comes to like male or female on LinkedIn, I don't feel like being a male is particularly going to help like me more. But I wonder if that's more in fields of like technology or typically kind of more masculine centered in the past roles.
Yeah, I mean, I guess on the one hand, I can understand why some women do this. But the one thing I would caution is, especially for the ones that portray themselves as men and they're actually women, if you're trying to go for an opportunity and I find out that you're a woman, I couldn't care less if you're male or female. If there's something there,
Yeah.
together, we work together. Where I'm going to have my problem is trust, because it's like, why did you have to pretend to be, you know,
Yeah.
a man? That would bother me more than anything else, because it's like, what else are you lying about if you're lying about this?
Exactly, exactly. I think it is always interesting, just almost as a social experiment in many different ways to see, okay, if someone applies to a job as like this type of person, who's a little bit less qualified than this type of person who is more qualified. Like I think it's necessary for us to just see like almost a scientific experiment of like how people are chosen. But I agree that if you're changing your pronouns and kind of being sneaky, then yeah, that's a weird red flag to me.
Yeah, and here's the reality of it. Let's say you are getting ready to try and do a collaboration with a scumbag out there that has some kind of issue with women. By you pretending to be a man, that's not going to increase the odds
I
of him.
know.
So to me, you're not really buying anything. And I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong, but I don't think you're going to buy anything. If a person is biased, they're biased. And there's nothing you're
Yeah.
going to do to change that. They can only change their bias, not you.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodtvnetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodtvnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodtvnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Definitely. And some people at the workplace, like all the jobs that I've ever had are cool with me. I feel like I speak quote unquote in like a feminine way where I like, traditionally I like use a lot of exclamation points and I'm like, talk like I'm talking to a friend or something, and that tends to be more associated with females. And I feel like a lot of workplaces like that, because and they just don't want everyone answering in like a one word sentence, like fine or so I ask people, I don't think that's necessarily the main thing that's like hurting people. I do think, unfortunately, for real, even more than gender, I do still think, unfortunately, there is a bias with like race, ethnicity, maybe even like looks. I think there's also some body, stuff going on. But yeah, I definitely think, I don't know. I just believe that gender isn't as much as we think. But I'm sure in some fields, like, law or something like that, maybe it's more than I'm thinking.
Mhm. But I guess the question I would ask is, if you knew a person or a company did have a bias, do you really want to work with them or collaborate with them?
Right. Exactly. And I wonder how it is at like Google or like the big tech companies, if
Mhm.
it seems like they're just fine to take anyone, like as long as you're smart. Like I see people of all different types working there.
Oh yeah, I agree. And to me, I would not want to work with a company walking in knowing that they're biased against me. I would not want to work for that
Right?
company. That's just me
Yeah.
personally. And to
Yep.
me, there's no amount of money that would change that, because you're going to be miserable in that company. They're going to make your life a living hell.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I've worked jobs where that, this is so terrible to say, but if like a straight white male in his 40s is applying, then they're like, "What? Why are you here?" Like all my jobs are so weird that I'm always applying to be like woman smiling at a bus stop. That it just doesn't even make sense.
Well, talk about interesting here. Meryl, have you heard of the cake flip challenge?
I have. Yep, I've seen it.
Well, for those of you that have not heard about this, and this to me, this is actually a pretty good challenge. I like this. The cake flip challenge is a viral social media trend where people try to toss a frosted sheet cake into the air and catch it perfectly upright, resulting in a hilarious mess most of the times, but sometimes successful catches, with participants eating the cake if they succeed in flipping and catching it without ruining it. It's a test of dexterity, turning baking into a fun, messy, and shareable activity for birthdays or just for laughs, featuring everything from simple sheet cakes to elaborate decorated cakes. Now, that part of it surprises me because decorated cakes are very expensive, and I can go and get a cheap cake to flip over. But what do you think about this, Meryl?
I think it's cute and funny. And we've talked in the past about people throwing cakes at people and wedding things that are not very nice, but to me this seems like a somewhat harmless. Of course there's going to be people that are like, this is wasting food and blah 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 blah, but like in my mind this is not, no one is like starving because they need cake. That's not really like a, a necessity in life. And I think it's like a fun, harmless, stupid trend. I just know if I did it, the cake would be like all over the house. What about you? Do you think, are you going to try it?
You know what? Believe it or not, I would try this. This would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Obviously, wear clothes you don't care about. That's the first thing.
exactly.
You don't want to dress up nice clothes. And yeah, would I be paying money, big money for a cake? Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
No, yeah.
I'll just go into the grocery store, find the cheapest cake I can find, and have at it.
Yep. Once again, I keep on promoting local bakeries, but those usually they're less expensive and they have such beautiful like homemade cakes. But maybe, those might not be the ones to pick, because I actually would be sad if like some real person took a long time to make it as opposed to just a machine. Um, but I think that's so funny. I've seen some ones where like it actually goes perfect and it's really impressive, and then I've seen the other flip side of it being like all over.
Now, I just thought about this as we're sitting here. You know what would be really fun if you're throwing a kid's birthday party and you want to buy like the small individual cheapy cakes and let the kids kind of flip them to see if they can flip them
Oh
over.
yeah, yeah.
Bet you they would have a ball with that.
Yeah, that's cute. I feel like everyone at least once in their childhood should just get to like mess up a cake and play in it and just kind of like, use their free will.
That's true. That's true. You want to do it to the cheap cakes, though, not the cakes that you spend money on.
Exactly. Not like the premium double chocolate. Well, my last one for today, I think this was so funny. There's a survey out that said nearly 3% of Americans believe they could beat a grizzly bear unarmed. Now, a few months ago, there was something on TikTok where it was going around where they were asking women, would you choose to be alone with like a man in the woods or a bear? And a lot of women said that they would rather choose the bear. This is a different version of that, but still a survey nonetheless, where a survey conducted by the company called Stake found out that 2.75%, just short of 3% of Americans believe they could defeat a grizzly bear without a weapon. Now in the past, 6% used to feel confident. So we're dropping in our confidence for fighting off grizzly bears. And they were saying that, they thought that they could take them. 17% said that they could defeat a mouse, which is crazy. Why is only 17% of people thinking they could fight a mouse? What about the others? 11% feel like they could outmatch a house cat or a medium-sized dog. Now, it's so funny because like grizzly bears and bears in general look so cute, but I feel like I think we underestimate how big and sharp their teeth and paws are. What about you?
Yeah. Sounds like people were drinking before they took that survey. Uh, hey, if someone wants to go ahead and wrestle that grizzly bear, just let me know so I can watch from a safe distance. I'll have me a little libation just sitting there watching and laughing and stuff like, yeah.
Exactly.
And then
Because to
after
me,
it goes through, I'll be like, so how'd that work out for you, buddy?
yeah. The only thing like I would think of is if I mean you're unarmed, but I think you're still probably able to use like sticks and rocks. But I feel like I've heard encounters where people use sticks to try to fight off mountain lions, and the sticks just like break. It's like a twig pretty much when you're trying. The only thing I've heard of, which you can't really choke a grizzly bear, but like with mountain lions, I've heard a few people trying to choke mountain lions, and that's the only way that they're able to like fight them off. But that's like at least you can like kind of get your arms around their neck. I mean, grizzly bear is like that's just how do you even fight it? It's like a huge thing.
I don't even think you can get your hands around his neck, to be honest with you.
No, I don't know what you would do. I would just I mean, I saw that there's one really famous movie where the grizzly bear, they set it up so the stick like impales it, like when it goes up on the person, then it lands and like a stick goes through it. But I think in the right moment, I would not be able to take it on.
Oh yeah. And most people that say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'll do that," you don't know what you're doing that moment because that
No,
adrenaline kicks in, you're shocked. You're not gonna be thinking about any of those things that you said.
exactly.
So yeah, let me know if they have grizzly fight in there. I would definitely fly out to see that.
Totally. I wouldn't even hurt a panda bear because I'd be like, oh, like I don't know, I would want to like spin it around or something. And polar bears are supposed to be the meanest, and they're like the cutest. I wouldn't even know what to do with a polar bear either. I mean, they're just like so scary.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think any bear you want to wrestle, to be honest with you. So,
No.
well, my last topic to me is actually a positive one. As of January, the Wegovy weight loss pills are now available.
Yay!
So, one of the things that Americans struggle with is, dealing with weight loss. And yes, there are some people that overeat and don't take care of their bodies, but for the mass majority of people, it's not just that simple. I know people that have been trying to lose weight. They don't eat a lot. They don't eat a lot of bad foods or whatever, but they still find it hard to lose weight, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that they're taking the medical approach to this. And the Wegovy shot is about $1,500 out of pocket if you don't have it.
Wow.
And some insurance don't cover that. So the Wegovy pill, and this is interesting. Um, let's see. The manufacturer Novo Nordisk announced its launch in the United States pharmacies and through selected telehealth providers on Monday, January 5th. So it just came out. So it has the same active ingredients that semaglutide as popular Wegovy injectable applications, as well as Ozempic applications. So the nice thing about this, and I think the real important thing is, let's say you don't have insurance or your insurance doesn't cover it. Without insurance, which is self-pay, the starting 1.5 milligram dose is available for a self-pay price of $149 per month. Higher doses, 9 milligrams and 25 milligrams, cost around $299 per month. Those are much more attainable price-wise for most people.
Yeah.
So I tip my hat off to this. I think this is a game changer. What about you, Meryl?
I do too. I wonder if maybe even the side effects will be a little bit less, like since you're kind of having it in smaller doses and taking it more, or taking it kind of more like, pill wise. I wonder if people will get like less nauseous on it. Because I've heard that some of the annoying side effects is that people get like really, really nauseous, or they'll lose their appetite almost too much and then it becomes uncomfortable. But I wonder if like the capsule form will help kind of like release it and like, time release it in a way that's like that our bodies are more used to rather than just like a straight up shot.
Now, the doses on the pills, believe it or not, are actually a little bit higher than the injectable.
Oh,
The
damn, really?
injection goes directly into your bloodstream, where when you
Ooh.
take a pill, you swallow it and it's dissolved in your stomach. So, it needs to be a little bit stronger to do. So technically it's a higher dosage, but I think this will be a lot easier for most people because a lot of people don't even like giving themselves injections either.
Yeah, that's freaky.
So I salute this. And then also there's more companies that are talking about coming out with their version of the weight loss pill. So I think this is a great thing.
I do too. I love it. And I think, like you said before, it could help so much more than just, it helps sometimes people like kick off their own health journey and like taking care of themselves. So I see that as a very good thing.
Oh, absolutely. And the one of the things that we don't talk about is, when you have a lot of weight, and let's say you're classified as quote unquote obese by medical terms, a lot of times that comes
Hmm.
with other things like high blood pressure, diabetes. There's a lot of health risks that comes with being overweight. So if you can take that weight off, not only is it going to make you healthier, but it's also going to get you on off a lot of medication. Now, there may be one or two that you can't come off of, but it'll be significantly less after losing the weight than it was having the weight on.
Exactly. Oh my God, this is the funniest like LA thing. I feel like you guys will all get a kick out of this. This is so silly. It's ridiculous. So like I'm like chubby. But I'm not like obese or like, you know what I mean? I'm not like, oh my God,
Mhm.
this person should be on like Lifetime or whatever. But like but there was a commercial that I had an audition for, and it was a weight loss drug, because I feel like when you're kind of chubby in Los Angeles, like I'm seen as, ridiculously obese for just being like a little bit overweight. But they had asked my body mass index, and when I told them what it was, they were like, "Oh, sorry, you're actually that your BMI is too high for this for this weight loss commercial."
What?
So yeah, and I'm like I'm really not like maybe like a size 14 or 15 or 16. It's not like I'm not like, unable to fit through doors or whatever. And I feel for people that are in that situation, but only in LA is like, I'm too heavy for a weight loss commercial at being like a medium to larger size weight.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
said that to my friend. I'm like, that's so funny. I think it really is funny where they're looking for a certain type, but not like that big. It's very funny.
well, no, Hollywood is gotten a little ridiculous with the weight lately because I've seen a lot of celebrities, and I'm not going to mention any names, lose a
Right.
lot of weight to the point of
Oh yeah,
they look
yeah.
kind of
They don't even
sickly,
look good. Like,
and it's like,
yeah, exactly.
this doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look attractive. You look like you're sick.
Exactly. Exactly. That's one reason I love like stand-up comedy. You can be any size and it actually works in your favor if you're like not a perfect body. You know what I mean? Because people just find it a little bit more relatable and stuff. But I think that's like so silly where they're like, oh, you actually like disqualify for being in this weight loss commercial.
That's crazy. That is really,
Yeah, it's very silly, but yeah, I think that's very funny.
wow. Time flew by. This was a great, great segment.
It was.
Well, Meryl, tell us what you have coming up.
Well, unfortunately, we won't see me on any weight loss commercials because I've had too many too many cheeseburgers. But I will be at the Ice House in Pasadena, as I mentioned the last recording. Sunday. Wait, I think it's no Saturday, February 7th, and yep, the venue is called the Ice House in Pasadena.
Nice, nice. Well, if you're out there, definitely make sure you go out and support Meryl. She would love to see you.
Absolutely, I would love that.
And I do want to take the time to thank everyone for supporting us over time, um, sharing us when possible, commenting on social media. I do want to let you know that I do appreciate the comments that you guys are putting out there, and I do get back to those comments, and we do appreciate
Aw,
the input. So it means a lot to us, and we do want to thank
I,
you and let you know we appreciate it.
that's so sweet. I feel like just like with the way that we like Pitbull, I feel like our listeners and viewers are nice too.
Yes, yes, definitely. Well, everyone, continue to watch us and support us. Again, you can watch this on lrodtvnetwork.com, or if you're into podcasts, we're on all the major podcast platforms. It doesn't matter whether it's Apple, whether it's iHeart, Spotify, we're on all of them. So definitely make sure that you check us out, share us, and also let us know what you think, and if there's anything specific you want us to talk about.
Yeah, I would love that.
Well, everyone, thank you again for watching and listening. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Clemo.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodthenetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodthnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodthnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.